Welcome everyone, viewers, students alike, and any other person interested in this topic of discussion, commerce or Jamb commerce. Welcome to another video that helps you to prepare for exams, especially Jamb in commerce. I know most of you are looking up to such or this kind of video to help you get in touch with what is expected of you to get an excellent performance in your Jamb exams. So we at this company is helping you to do this. Sigma Tech Consult, especially the ExamGuide app. So please use it most often. It will help you do much more better. God bless you. And so today we're looking at the most repeated topics in commerce Jamb or Jamb commerce. So these are the topics that Jamb consistently and repeatedly form questions from. They are the bedrock of the topics that forms the complete set of questions from Jamb for you to be tested upon. And so giving it to you will help you prepare yourself as you study through them, get yourself immersed in the rudiments and in the nitty-gritty of these topics. It will help you get an upper hand in your performance for Jamb commerce. So I urge you to listen and watch carefully, put down these topics, get into them, make sure you get used to every aspect of the topic as well. Go to the ExamGuide, open the past questions, and you will see that these topics are also very present in each or most of those questions you're going to see. So the topics are as follows. In no particular order, I'll give it to you, but the first one I have here is occupation. You know, occupation is a topic in commerce that has a lot of questions coming from it. All right. What you should take note of is the meaning and importance of occupation. And occupation refers to economic activities that involves engaging in to earn a living. Whatever you're engaging to earn a living is what is referred to as occupation. It includes professions, trades, and jobs that each person or persons get involved in to give them incomes that they use to settle their needs on a daily basis. What are the types of occupation we have here? We have the types, they include the following. We have a primary, secondary, and tertiary occupation. All right. Also, we can call primary to be what? Agriculture or mining. Secondary involves manufacturing or construction, and tertiary involves services. So any of these aspects, please get used to them. Get used to questions that come from them and how not to fail them. All right. The second one here we have, without any particular order, is production. Production is another topic that can never be avoided in Jamb questions. What is production? It involves creation of goods and services using various resources. Examples of those resources could be land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. That's productive inputs. All right, so please take note of them. All right. Also, what I've just mentioned right now, which is called factors of production. Of course, I just mentioned them. The last of them all is organization. So you include land, labor, capital, and organization as part of factor of production because it helps you to get acquainted to what production entails. The good knowledge of land as labor, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, okay, or organization will make you get uphand or above any difficulty in questions that comes from production. All right. The next one we have is trade. Number 3 is what? Trade. Okay. Trade as a topic is also what? An unavoidable topic in Jamb questions. It refers to the exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers. We have home trade and foreign trade. Okay. So home trade is trade within a country and foreign trade is trade between countries. Trade beyond the borders. All right. It involves 2 or more countries for you to have foreign trade. The next one we have here is home trade, a type of trade. Okay. Home trade means trade that occurs within the national boundaries of a country. It includes wholesales, retailers, or retail trade, as the case may be. So, how does this function? Home trade facilitates distribution, it provides employment, it ensures availability of goods, and so on. These are the things you must take note about home trade, so that when questions are asked, you know what and how to explain them. Now, the other one I have is foreign trade as a type of trade as well. Now, foreign trade is what? Is trade that involves buying and selling of goods across national, international boundaries or borders. Importance of foreign trade: it enhances economic growth, it promotes specialization, it fosters international relations. So these are the things, the little it can give to you based on this focus of today, talking about the most important and repeated topics in Jamb commerce. So these are the things you should take note about foreign trade. The next we'll have is purchase and sales of goods. Purchase and sales of goods. It means buying and selling process, okay, which means you need to understand the steps that are involved in purchasing and that of what selling. So if you understand it very well, I think your knowledge about purchase and sales of goods will enhance your ability to tackle questions that come from it in Jamb. All right, the process involves purchasing is going to the shops where they sell, or going to the manufacturer, or making inquiry before purchasing. And selling also means packaging it and making sure the customers accept and buy it from you the way it's acceptable. So the rest of them, just understand what it means to buy and sell. All right, that will help you also get across to answering the questions properly. The next one we have is aids to trade. Aids to trade is something that is always present. You cannot avoid it in Jamb questions. What are aids to trade? They are services or facilities that support what trade activities. Services are what, or facilities that support trade activities. Okay. Examples include transportation, warehousing, advertising, and insurance. These are the things that makes up what we call aids to trade. There are many of them. We have advertising, communication, warehousing, transport, tourism, and so on, insurance, okay, banking. So these are the things that we have. So let's go into them one after the other. Of course, I've mentioned some of them. So the next one we have is banking as an aid to trade. Banking plays the roles of bank. Banking provides financial services such as accepting deposits, all right, granting loans, and facilitating payments. This is how banking supports commerce, all right, that's trading, okay, in general. So this is an aspect of commerce that cannot be avoided in Jamb. Communication is another one, like I mentioned, as an aid to trade. It facilitates an effective communication in essential business activities or for business success. It grants a room for written, verbal, or electronic communication. So communication can give you access to business or aid to business for you to succeed in a way. So try and read more about communication, their types, their functions, their advantages and disadvantages. It will help you to understand how to answer questions in Jamb. The next one we have, which is number 10, is insurance, another aid to trade. All right, insurance provides protection against financial losses due to unforeseen events in business. It guarantees you what? Financial protection against financial losses in unforeseen business activities. We have some types of them, which is majorly we have two types. We have indemnity and non-indemnity insurances, okay? And then we have, one of them is life assurance or life insurance, which is what? A non-indemnity insurance. We have property insurance, which is an indemnity insurance, okay? Health insurance also covers non-indemnity insurance, okay? So these are the types of insurance that we have, and many of them. So look into insurance properly, the principles of insurance, all right? The types of insurance, okay? Just look at them very well. Go into them, it will help you to understand more. All right, all the losses in insurance as a topic. So go also, tourism is another one. Tourism involves travel for leisure, business, or other purposes. All right, what is the economic impact of tourism? It contributes revenue, job creation, and cultural exchange. These are topics that Jamb will always look into to get questions to test your knowledge as in an exam that you're going to write. Then we have transportation. Transportation ensures the movement of goods and services and people from one place to another, all right? So that's what transport is about. We have the road, the rail, the air, the sea, and the pipeline transport systems, okay, or modes of transport. So please get yourself aware or acquainted to this thing, their meaning, their advantages, their disadvantages, their functions, all right? That will help you prepare better for this topic in Jamb. Warehousing is another one. Warehousing stores goods before distribution. It aids trade, right, by making sure that production is done ahead of demand, okay? It also keeps prices stable, because when you produce en masse and store in a warehouse, you don't need to produce consistently, and that will reduce cost of production. And also make sure that the supply is stable. All right, we have private warehouse, we have public warehouse, we have bonded warehouse, etc., state warehouse, all right, retailers and manufacturers and wholesalers warehouses. So there are many of them, so take note of that. Go and try and get yourself immersed in them. The advantages and disadvantages of warehousing, the importance of warehousing to business. Try and learn such subtopics in warehousing, all right? Then we have business units, which is business organizations, okay? So many of them. We have proprietorship, sole proprietorship, we have partnership, corporation, that's public corporation, we have cooperative society, etc., franchises and the rest of them, okay? These are different types of business organizations that you must get used to, their meaning, their characteristics, all right? Their function, advantages and disadvantages, all right? It is common to most of them. Only very few differences are involved in them. So even the source of income or source of finance or funds for them to operate are almost similar, just little differences as you grow bigger in the business type. Okay, so the next thing we have is business financing, or financing of business. All right, talking about the sources of finance to business, equity, debts. We have equity, we have debt factoring, all right? We have retained earning, and we have venture capital and the rest of them, okay? Shares, debentures, treasury bills and the rest of them, okay? So it depends on which one bonds, all right? You are asked to try and know the various sources of finance to a business and the different kind of business that can use them. That will help you be prepared for this topic in Jamb. We have trade associations as well. We have trade associations. The purpose is to what? That trade associations represent specific industries or professions. They promote cooperation and addresses common issues of members or within them. That's what trade association represents, okay? Specific industries or professions. They represent their members and they form together to better the lot of their members. They promote cooperation as well, all right? So this is what they are into. So try and also study trade association and the various aspects, aims and objectives, functions, advantages and disadvantages, ways of dispute settlement, okay, under them. We have money as another one. Money is another one. So a topic that always comes out in Jamb, unavoidably so. What does money mean? You say money is anything that is acceptable as a medium of exchange of goods and services and in settlement of what? Debts. So function of money include a medium of exchange, all right, a unit of account, a store of value, and standard of deferred payments, and so on, okay? So know these things, study past questions and see how Jamb twists the questions so that you don't get thrown off balance when you see a question that regards to money. The next one we have here is stock exchange. Wow. It's also an unavoidable topic in Jamb questions for commerce. Stock exchange facilitates buying and selling of shares and securities in the stock market. Okay, so what are the aims and objectives, the functions, the advantages and disadvantages of stock exchange? Try and study them as well. The next one we have is elements of business management. Business management. They have to do with planning, organization, leading, controlling, key management functions as well. All right, so learn how it is that business is managed for success. If you study that part, I'm sure that if you're talking about business organizations, you know much and you're prepared to answer questions that have to do with them. The next one is what? Element of marketing. Marketing has a lot in commerce, all right? You cannot finish talking about marketing, commerce without talking about aspects of marketing. Marketing has to do with how the customer, the producer, packages its products and be able to convince the consumer to patronize them and to buy it. The various aspects that involve that process is called marketing. Right, it has to do with product. They have what we call the 4 P's of marketing, which has to do with what? Product, price, place, promotion. Okay, and what we have also have the marketing mix or the marketing components. Okay, These are the things. So learn them and learn how Jamb has asked questions previously on them. That's why I recommend the ExamGuide app for you. Please go and download it, install and use questions from there always, because it's going to be a very, very useful tool to you to learn and prepare for Jamb. The next topic we have is legal aspect of business. Legal aspect of business, which has to do with contracts, agency, sales of good acts. This makes you to understand the legal principle relevant to businesses. If you can learn all this, okay, you become more conversant with what? The legal principles relevant to business activities. So please take note of that. And then we have information and communication technology, ICT, also important in commerce. All right, we have applications of ICT which enhances business processes in terms of e-commerce, electronic transactions and finances, and the rest. Okay, we have communication as well. We have data management. All these aspects are aspects that you should be very conversant with when you're talking about commerce in Jamb. I implore you to make sure that you don't take this for granted. Take it serious, pay attention to it, do extreme studies on them. I'm sure that when you do that, Jamb will no longer be a scary thing to you when it has to do with commerce. All right. Then I have the next, which is what we call business environment and social responsibility. Business environment and social responsibility. Now, environmental factors in this case have to do with economic environment, social environment, political environment, technological environment, all right, and factors affecting business and issues. These are all the issues that come out when you talk about business environment. How the companies or businesses, all right, relate to these factors, how it affects them socially, economically, politically, technologically as well. So businesses have to consider this. So if you go to study this aspect of business environment, you should be able to prepare yourself more as to how a Jamb body sees commerce and preparing their questions. All right. So social aspect of business or social responsibility involve business contribution to positively impact to society and the environment. How they go about giving back to the society where they have made significant growth and progress in their business life. So try and understand it and then take it as a way of understanding business in general. So please take note of these topics I've given to you. Like I will say, it is not exhaustive. It's not exhaustive. There could be more, but these are the ones that are constantly popping up in Jamb questions. So please get yourself acquainted with them and make sure it serves you right.